The program is run 100% by volunteers. So if we didn't have that funding, the funding that we get allows us to buy office supplies. It allows us to provide transportation for our volunteers to many different clinics that are run throughout the city. If we didn't have that funding, I don't know that as many volunteers that come forward, if they would do that. They do spend hours and hours and hours of their own time, but they do get their transportation costs reimbursed. So if we didn't have that, I don't know that it would be a clinic that we would run, even though it is very important and has benefited a great number of people in the city. Right now it's tax time, so for example, yesterday the clinic that they ran, they saw over 80 people, and that's just from 9 in the morning until 2:30 in the afternoon at one site. We can see, hundreds. Usually during January to April, we see over 2,000 clients within Windsor and Essex County. Last year there was a huge increase due to the changes in how reimbursements for people were being given. Many people used to go to other agencies and businesses that would give them an immediate cash up front, and they would have to pay for that service. But now that people are only getting their money throughout the year, they're not getting it one lump sum, they think about it a little bit more about having to pay for the service. So last year, with the government changing that process, we saw a huge number of people start to come here for a free service. Last year at our clinics, 2 clinics that we ran right around income tax time, we had to turn away probably over 300 people that came through our doors that wanted to have their taxes done. Because it all depends on how many volunteers. Some people will come in with 1 year worth of income tax, and that's fine. That can take about 10-15 minutes for a volunteer to do. But people that come in with 6 years worth of income tax, 6 times 15, and if there's complications through there, it can take a great deal of time. Last year we had 6 volunteers running 2 different clinics right before the deadline for income tax submission, and they were booked solid. They got a lunch break and that was it. We have had an increase in volunteers because they see the need for low-income families. They have it within them to want to help those people, and they don't want to see low-income families get gouged and charged by other businesses that charge them for the service. So we did have a lot more volunteers come out last year, and this year even we've had volunteers all over Windsor and Essex County spending days and hours upon this. So yeah, we have had an increase in volunteers. It's a great program. It has impacted a lot of low-income families. I know that, just yesterday going into the clinic, the room was full of people. And if we didn't provide that service, I don't know where they would go.